A very warm day outside by Minnesota standards, but then again, it is still summer. Either way, the AC is working just fine at U.S. Bank Stadium in the Twin Cities.
Today, it's week 4, and we've got what should be a great one here, as it'll be the Detroit Lions taking on the Minnesota Vikings.
Two teams more than ready to get this one started, and we are underway from downtown Minneapolis.
And this will go as a touchback, and they will begin things at the 25. Well, they start things off with a carry by Gibbs here.
And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8. If you start assessing what went wrong last week, Charles, in their loss, had nothing to do with the ground game. They ran it well.
And you also have to say to yourself as a team, don't go away from what worked. That's not the reason the game was lost. Running the football over time, when you do it consistently, usually translates into wins.
And they're hoping to do it consistently here. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down. Keep the sticks moving.
So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
Check, man. Check, man.
First carry now for David Montgomery. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 11 yards there and a Lion first down.
That's a very nice game there. A confidence-building run. Love the execution up front. And the way he pressed the hole, absolutely perfect.
On 1st and 10, here's Gibbs.
Oh, nice move. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40. Back-to-back nice gains. That one for 14 yards and another first. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Hey, look at this defense for the Vikings.
It's quite a unit, that's for sure. Number 1 in the NFL against the pass.
Yeah, defending the pass hasn't been an issue for them. It's been stopping the run. And if they don't stop the run, they can't get back to their strength, which is guarding against the air attack.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss.
Looking to throw, Hooker.
And that's hauled in by St. Brown over the middle. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 26. 14 yards that time for number 14.
So after several rushes to start the game, Charles, they go to the air there and get a nice completion.
Nice mix-up on the play calling, right? Establish the running game, make the defense think you're going to do it again, and then hit them over the top. Now you've got them betwixt and between. They don't know which way you're going to come at them.
And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards.
A lot of precision being shown on this opening drive. They've been methodical. They've been crisp. And as a reward, they're going to be set up with an early 1st and goal.
Hooker. Setting up the screen. This is Gibbs.
And they get him down at the 1. He had the broken tackle, but ultimately could not get into the end zone. That's good for a gain of 6, 2nd and goal.
And good yardage there on first down, because sometimes all you need to do on the screen is get one key block. That might set your man free, and that was pretty good pursuit to the football defensively, or it could have gone for more.
Gibbs will take this one in. It's a Lions touchdown. And that caps off what was really a balanced opening drive for them, Charles. They work in the rushing game and the aerial attack, and they end it with a touchdown.
Strong in so many ways, wasn't it, partner? Their ability to throw it and run it and accomplish their goal, they've got to like the way that they started this ball game.
Kene Nwagu now out of his end zone. And he returns this to the 22.
They start on the ground with Nick Chubb. And up to the 45 before they're able to knock him down. Solid way to start the drive. 13 yards, picking up the first. He was well over 100 yards last week. He told us this week, a little ambitious, said he wants to hit that 200 mark. We'll see.
Makes sense, though, doesn't it? Have we ever run into a running back that had a great game the week before that didn't think that's just going to naturally continue? Just make sure you feed me the football. And that's what they're all about. Continuity, rhythm, number of carries. Just keep giving it to him.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it.
The Vikings had 0-3 here to begin the campaign. And you hate to have to say it this early in the season, but getting close to must-win time, is it not?
And I totally understand why you expressed it that way, because it's so early in the season, it feels like hyperbole. But I think you are spot on this one. Yes, there's still time to turn things around, but they've got to start to win right now if they have any hopes of trying to make the playoffs.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break. Here comes third and about a foot.
They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he will have the first down as he's brought down up near midfield. They get 5 out of that one, and it moves the chains.
Plenty of things to talk about here, partner, but to me, their defense gave up a touchdown on the first drive. How about how they're responding, coming back? That's a big third down pickup to keep their drive alive.
They run again on first down, Chubb. And now the ball's out, fumble near midfield. And this is scooped up by the Lions. And his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. That's probably bringing back nightmares of last week, isn't it?
No doubt about it. Right now, I'm looking over at the coaching staff, and I'm seeing the wheels turning in their heads. And you know what is happening? They're remembering how they started the season in camp, even in the offseason where they emphasized ball security. And they're wondering why the message isn't sinking in.
Yeah, 5 turnovers last week, now 1 here in the opening quarter.
42 yards rushing for him now, and he's carried the ball just 5 times.
His first carry of their second drive, pretty solid. And, of course, remember back to their first drive, really strong throughout that one.
Not only is he getting good blocking up front, but how about his vision to find the holes? And he's seeing things before they even open and hurdling through them.
Hooker now up play action.
Wide open receiver, complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line.
It's another first down on what will be a gain of 21 yards.
Well, as a coach, you absolutely love seeing your offense find their rhythm early, and that's exactly what we've seen so far. They had a touchdown on their opening drive, and now they connect here for another nice gain for a first down. This offense is moving the ball well, exactly as he drew it up in practice.
And now a throw on first down there, but it's incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really.
Tiger, 19, flag, go.
On second down, Montgomery. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
And that's exactly what offenses try to avoid by using motion and throwing different formations up. They hate when he can draw a bead on the play, get a running start, and make a big play behind the line of scrimmage as he did just there.
3rd down, Hooker looks to throw it.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18.
Patterson's kick is good.
And that will extend their lead even further.
So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And he'll elect not to run with it. And a fair catch on the kickoff will move the ball to the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Now, early on, you know, Charles, every game could be called a measuring stick game. But I think when it comes within your division like this, it's a measuring stick game with a little extra intrigue.
I would agree with that totally because all division games have a little extra to them. But I like where this game is situated because at this stage of the season, it has that little extra juice. But at the same time, it's not a make or break if this were, let's say, week 15, 16, somewhere in that neighborhood.
They run for the first time with Ty Chandler.
4 yards on the pickup there as they get it back to a more manageable 3rd and 7.
You talk about this Lions defense.
They enter this one 18th in the NFL in stopping the run.
For some defensive fronts, playing the run is not the priority. It's playing the pass, right? They get upfield, they've rushed the passer, and sometimes neglect stopping the run. That's something that they have to work on and reverse a little bit. Make sure you play the run on your way back to the quarterback.
So 7 yards from the first down here as they come up to the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. And that will be incomplete.
So on 4th down, Ryan Wright on to punt for Minnesota.
A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Lions will take over.
Ready?
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive. And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
Here we go, set! 60 Vikings, 60 Vikings. Ready?
Going back to Gibbs on 1st down.
And a good burst there gets him 7 up to midfield.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Here we go.
Here's 2nd and 3.
Ready?
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And his throw here is incomplete.
Had an open man that time, and ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely, just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3.
Here's Hooker to throw it.
And unable to connect. If he had caught it, it would have been a 1st down. Instead, it's 4th.
Nice call by the defense there on third down. Just flood the field with extra defensive backs in their dime package. Nowhere to go with the football. Forces the incompletion.
Jack Fox out to punt here on fourth down.
And now the up man has it. It's a fake. And he will not even make it back to the line of scrimmage. A little trickeration there, but it doesn't fool him. And it'll be a turnover on downs.
Fourth and short, and in this part of the field, you just notice special teams coordinators rallying the team, saying, watch the fake, but Brandon, don't they usually say that on every punting situation?
Oh, yeah, they can be up 40 in the fourth quarter. That's their job. They scream that every time.
And this time, though, his team locked in, and they were well aware that it truly was a situation that they could fake it, and they were ready for it and stopped it.
Partner, we always talk about how important third down is, but I think first down is equally important because everything comes off of that play. If the defense wins the down, they are able to attack. If the offense wins the down, they might go faster, do other things, and change things up. That big play right there allows this offense to really get in gear.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
Well, let's face it, that's just a helpless feeling for a running back there. He's looking up to find a hole, and all he finds is a whole lot of ticked-off linebacker.
Now it's the backup Mayfield. And his first throw here is incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better, got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. From the gun, Mayfield.
Oh, he tries to force it in, and it's intercepted.
Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Lions are going to take over here at their own 22-yard line.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
Off play action. Here's Hooker.
He's airing it out for Williams. And it's knocked away and incomplete.
Yes, sir. How about an attaboy there on first down? Got his hand in and knocked it away.
Let's go now.
Here's 2nd and 10.
Time to be lying.
Hooker's going to throw it. That throw taken in by Jamison Williams.
That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. Third and 2. Here's Hooker. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the third down conversion.
Well, things are definitely going right for them here in the first half. Pick it down, any down, even third down, no problem. They get a connection there and pick up a fresh set of downs, continuing to move the ball.
Cougar 19.
On 1st and 10, Hooker.
Throwing over the middle, but it's incomplete.
Anytime the ball's thrown in the middle of the field, it's popped up in the air, I expect someone to catch. It doesn't matter whether it's offense or defense because there's usually a great amount of bodies in that part of the field. In this case, no one came up with it.
To throw on 2nd down, here's Hooker. Throw over the middle, he finds Williams.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 34-yard line. 23 yards the pickup there. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 34.
Straight ahead with Gibbs here.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25.
72 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
I'm not sure how much more evidence they need, partner, than to understand that if they don't start to slow him down, it's going to be a long afternoon here at the stadium because he is just shredding them at this point. And let's face it, coming into the game, they knew he would be the focal point of their attack. This is going to take an 11-man unit on the defensive side to start making plays.
A good pickup there, a 22.
Here's Hooker.
Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action and maybe throwing it.
Second and goal, and they will try again from the 2-yard line.
Montgomery is not going anywhere. He'll be hit and dropped for no gain at the 2-yard line.
He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. Can this Vikings D hold up one more time? 3rd and goal.
Now Hooker.
Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal.
Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th and goal. So they've got another play in their pocket. They're going to have to call it right now. No field goal here.
Hey, Chris. 18, right here. Let's go.
Hooker going to try and throw for it.
And it's caught. And in for the Lions touchdown. A great effort there. He scored on the ground and through the air.
And the Lions' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And that makes our score 17-0.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away.
And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And we don't want to call this desperation time, especially in the second quarter, but you're down.
You don't want to.
I know, but let me finish.
Okay, Murphy.
You're down 3 scores already. You've done nothing offensively, nothing on the scoreboard. That's not a good combination.
I think you just called it desperation time. I think you did. But let's face it, you mentioned this to me in a break earlier in the game. The energy level hasn't been there right from the start. We've noticed that. They've got to find a way to get on their toes and start punching instead of retreating, to use a boxing analogy.
And he'll work it ahead to about the 28, gain of 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense, and guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. For the Lions, an extra DB in the game now here on 3rd down. Mayfield down.
Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. Picked off by Kirby Joseph.
And this one will be returned to right around the 38-yard line.
When a team's turned it over 3 times in the first half, we just look at the offense and say, guys, what are you doing? But instead, we really should be looking at the defense. They've created the takeaways. 2 interceptions, 1 caused fumble. They've played awfully well swarming to the ball here in the first half.
Hooker's throw going into the hands of Williams.
And he's brought down after a very nice gain. A big play there on the catch and run. 38 yards.
Well, as my dad would say sometimes, I'm just scratching my head here trying to figure out what was going on there defensively. How did you lose him in the middle of the field? If you're going to lose a receiver, make sure it's someone on the short side of things.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns.
And the Lions are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And the route is on here in this first half.
And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. Well, Charles, we'll see what they can do here. Not a ton of time left, but enough certainly to get points out of this drive, and they need them right now because they're trailing.
Yeah, this is exactly why you practice a 2-minute drill all through camp and at least one practice each week before a game. A minute left, more than enough time to string a few completions together, reach the end zone, and then make that walk back to the locker room just a little more animated.
Second down, here's Chubb again.
And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. The Lions now going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over a minute to go before halftime. And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down.
Alert, 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 alert. What's up?
Mayfield looks to throw. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. And he's able to get it back here to the 43-yard line.
An unfortunate sequence there, trying to get points before intermission, but now the interception, and their opponents have a chance to possibly pad their lead.
Yeah, they had an opportunity there, and they weren't able to capitalize on it, and that's something that could come back and haunt them later. They're begging their defense now to keep them from scoring before the half ends.
Here we go, here we go. Ready?
Hooker now on first down.
And that'll be caught. It's St. Brown. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10.
Pass the 60, pass the 60. Pass all 80. Ready?
Gibbs straight ahead.
And strong running there as he's inside the 10 and down to the 8-yard line. And the Lions quickly now going to use the last of their timeouts as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half.
On second down, Hooker. Open man, and he's got Williams. Touchdown, Lions.
A great effort there as the first half is winding down.
And the Lions will extend their lead here just before halftime. Extra point by Patterson, up and good.
And the route is on here in this first half.
Nwangu now from his end zone. And he will be brought down here inside the 20. Good coverage as he's dropped at the 17.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And the ball backed way up, so thinking with this amount of time on the clock, probably just sit on it, and we'll see these two teams go to the lockers.
Yeah, I don't think you want to overthink it in this situation. Either side of the ball. Just go ahead and finish up the half and get on out and talk about it.
So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter.
The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trailing here as we resume play. Nwangu now from his end zone. And he'll get it up past the 20 to about the 22.
Point it Point it right. Start.
The third quarter starts with a run by Chubb, and he is going to lose yardage here. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. That'll wind up as a loss on the play, so now they're staring at a 3rd down and 12.
This defense is just flat getting after it. They have not given up much of anything in the run game. Case in point right there.
A 3rd down now. Those last 2 plays indicative of how things have gone for them. Just nowhere to go on the ground and struggling to put up points.
Mayfield hands it off to Chubb. And he'll get this to the 23, but that'll be well short of what he needed. Call it a gain of 4, and it'll bring up 4th down.
And here's Ryan Wright now,
as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. So a change of possession here on the punt. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
Well, it's hard to imagine the first half going any better for them, CD, and now here as they begin their first series of the second half. I mean, they score here. This one, it's
partner, because this team, they were dominant in the first half, continue to be dominant now, and I think they're viewing this as a put-away drive on their way to a lopsided victory.
Buffalo 18.
first down throw here. It's Hooker. This pass down the field for Gibbs.
And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender. Couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Hooker throwing again on second down. He gets this out wide to Gibbs.
And he'll maybe get back to the line of scrimmage, but no more than that. That helps the completion percentage, but not much else, and now it's 3rd and 10.
Now, right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Hooker to the air yet again. He's got his running back out of the backfield.
And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 26. A really good pickup of 28 yards. From Viking territory now, they'll come up 1st and 10 at the 26-yard line.
Out of the gun, they'll give to Gibbs.
He's able to get 6. A nice pickup down to the 21.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
Hooker now on second down.
And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, that's a good piece of quarterbacking right there, because he certainly felt the pressure coming. The alternative, getting sacked for the first time. He didn't like that option at all. Did a nice job saving yardage by throwing that one away.
Throwing. Hooker.
And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete.
Back-to-back incompletions of what was once a nice drive. Stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the 4th down.
They'll go for it. Hooker.
And it's going to be batted down, and will go the other way with a football. Well, their first 4th down attempt earlier was successful. This one backfires for a turnover on downs.
I like their aggressiveness. I like what they're doing. They got it the first time they went for it. Why not a second time? I don't think they'll be daunted from attempting it again. If you're on the defensive side of the ball, though, any 4th down stop is a big momentum play.
And holding it may be the wrong decision as he stopped in the backfield. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up second down. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd and 15 coming up after that loss of 2.
Think it might be time to move to a different section of the playbook there because back-to-back runs, both for loss. Now they have 3rd and long coming up.
So time to start going in the other direction as they come up now 3rd and long. They run it again with Chubb. And he's going to lose yardage here back to the 14-yard line. 4th down now after a loss of 2.
Well, that was a 3rd and long run, and to me, that was just a wave the white flag kind of a situation. Obviously, they don't want to risk the chance of throwing it downfield and risking a turnover in this section of the field.
Taking it about the 36. It'll be a 47-yard punt with a net of 40 following a 7-yard return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock, but understanding clock management here on out.
3rd down, Hooker looks to throw it.
And that is incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
Here comes the Lions punter now. And the way this offense has moved the ball, he hasn't been needed till here in the 3rd. But fortunately, he's able to recover his own fumble, or that could have been trouble.
I know there's no magnet in the ball, but sometimes for the punt returner, after such a scramble, it sort of feels that way, doesn't it? He has it, he loses it, somehow the ball finds its way back to him.
Atone for his sin, and you know he's taking a deep sigh of relief right now. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive.
Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here and maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10.
I see a shake of the head as he gets up, and you've got to imagine he's thinking, guys, you got to help me out. He's hoping his team can read his thoughts because he definitely needs some assistance.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And the tackle made at the 13. He is well short of the 1st. 4 yards on the pickup there, but it's going to take him to 4th down.
And here's Ryan Wright now,
standing about a yard deep in his own end zone. Averaging 50 yards of boot so far as this one's away. Fair catch taken just inside the 40-yard line. So possession goes over here on the punt.
And they will take over 1st and 10.
The Lions offense ready to kick off their next drive.
No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
Defensively, Harrison Phillips there to stop him.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that was a tough run because he only picked up 3 yards. Well, let's flip it over to the defensive side. They now have the advantage. 3 3-yard gains, that means they're punting the ball likely on 4th down. That's what you're looking for when you're playing defense.
Now this throw caught left side. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. A first down there on a pickup of 25. And they're not going to get to the line to run another play. So we will switch ends as the third quarter has come to a close. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Got it. Ready?
So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense.
Ready?
And off to Gibbs, headed right here.
Give him a couple on the carry there. 2nd and 8.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
Now, meanwhile, here's a 2nd down throw that's knocked away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
Looking to throw, Hooker. He's into space past the 25. And he is going to have a Lions first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Well, there's absolutely been no stopping this offense today. They already have the big lead, obviously. Here in the 4th quarter, they could coast to the end, but right now they're not passing up any chances to put up some garbage time yardage.
And, partner, why would they? Because who knows the next time you'll be playing as well as you have today. When you're in that zone, you go ahead and take full advantage of it. You don't worry about your opponent. You just worry about what you're doing.
They've called his number a lot this afternoon. You wonder how much tread is left on those tires.
We certainly do, but I always think back to one of my favorite coaches in the NFL. And he used to have a meeting with his running backs every year in the offseason and say, look, as many times as you're going to carry the ball, you should be able to carry it one more time, so make sure you get in shape.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete.
So many times when we talk about coverage, we're just about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, finding it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
Hooker.
To the end zone, but it's incomplete.
A CD, they're up big, but they're still passing it. I mean, this is an offense that's had a lot of success in this game, and it seems like they're just having fun out there.
And it does feel like there's been a shift out there, doesn't it, partner? Listen, if you're up, you can continue to do what you want to do. It's up to the other team to make you change how you do things. They'll continue to throw it around until stopped.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And you see a lot of frustrated faces as they are inching closer to a 4th straight loss.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
From the lineman to the guy running with it, that was a well-executed first down by the offense. With 2 shots left to get the first, you can get a little aggressive here on 2nd down if you want and try for some bigger yardage.
2nd down, here's Chubb again.
And he'll get it out near the 40 to the 39.
57 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
The tackle there by Malcolm Rodriguez.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
They go with Chubb on second down. And able to get a couple as he's across the 40 to the 41.
Typically, we think it's the strong safeties that are better tacklers, especially closer to the line of scrimmage amidst traffic. But in this case, how about the free safety coming up and making the big-time play?
And again, it's Chubb. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. A loss of a yard, and it brings up fourth.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Desperation time. Mayfield on fourth down. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Vikings unable to convert here on fourth. And the Lions will get the football back in terrific field position. And they'll send the tight end in motion here. Now a give to Gibbs, running left. Down the left sideline. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. A great play there. His fifth rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Lions look like they're going to get back in the win column as they extend their lead here in this fourth quarter. And Patterson back out there to send this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone, fighting his way through contact. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the fourth quarter, facing the big deficit. Just what silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left, and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
Chubb on the counter. Well, they hit him in the backfield, and he will not escape. And that is not going to get it done. After seeing that, maybe time to go back to some downfield throws here.
Yeah, anything. Change it up, because the teams that win, the best teams, they're the ones that make adjustments. Doesn't mean you can't come back to what you thought you could get done. Sometimes when you open things up a little bit, you can get back to what you wanted to do before.
Good coverage there. An even 50-yard punt leads to a return of 5. The Detroit offense ready to begin their drive.
We've paid this offense plenty of compliments already, but, I mean, they are deserving as they start another series. To be leading by this much with so much time left to play in the fourth, Charles, it's really, really been impressive to watch.
It has been, and you have to think to yourself, the preparation that went into this, but the absolute focus that they kept throughout in order to have this kind of a result. This is Super Bowl-esque, and they've got to feel awfully good about what they put out there today.
Back to the ground, this time Montgomery. And he'll get up near the 45. They'll spot it at the 44. 7 yards there and a first down. Hate to be blunt, but it is just continuing to prove to be the case that this O-line is manhandling this D-line right now.
They deserve to roll up their sleeves and show up their biceps because they're doing exactly what you just described, manhandling the defensive front. They've got the leverage, they're powering through, and they're controlling this game.
And he's going to get this down to the 35-yard line.
158 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with, and throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to, and it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. So after the loss of a yard, they'll look to push forward here on 2nd down and 11. Another run for Gibbs here. He'll be brought down on the 30-yard line after a gain of 6.
I like the call there because that was one to take time off the clock and get them closer to getting out of here with a W. In the mind of the play caller, all you want to hear is tick, tick, tick.
They'll come up facing 3rd and 5. A give to Montgomery out of the gun. And this will not be enough. On 3rd and 5, he only gets 3.
Now that was a big-time play by the defense. They as well knew where the first down line was, and they didn't let them get anywhere near it.
The offense going to stay out there. They've converted once, failed once. What can they do here on 4th down? They'll try and run for it. And I don't think he got there. He did not. They stop him a yard shy. He needed 2. He only got 1. And the Vikings defense is going to get the football back. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now it's 2nd and 10. And Chubb will try the middle here. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12. Continues to be a struggle for this offense and this home crowd. They're growing a little restless here in the second half.
And I think they've just got to look at how they're trying to move the football. Yeah, you want to run it, but maybe you spread it out, maybe some swing passes that can take the place of runs and give you a little more space.
So this one's over. It's a win for the Detroit Lions. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for the Lions, it'll be a .500 start as the win gets them back to 2-2. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Jacksonville to take on the Jaguars. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, they'll sink now to 0-4. And they'll look to get back in the winning column next week as they head to Philly to face off with the Eagles.